If a patient remains unresponsive but starts to breathe adequately, you should place the patient into the recovery position. The recovery position helps keep the airway clear, particularly if vomiting occurs. There are many ways to place a patient into the recovery position, and the Pre-Hospital Emergency Care Council does not have a preferred method. The method demonstrated is acceptable and is achievable by all, regardless of strength. 1. Complete ABC checks. If ABCs are in order, proceed with recovery position. 2. The patient's hand nearest to the responder is placed over the patient's head. 3. The patient's knee furthest away from the responder is elevated. 4. The patient's hand furthest away from the responder is placed under the patient's nearest cheek. 5. The responder, while maintaining the patient's hand under the patient's cheek, rolls the patient, using the patient's elevated knee as a lever towards him or herself. 6. The patient's knee nearest the responder is placed on the ground, acting as a support. 7. The patient's elbow nearest the responder is placed on the ground, acting as a support. 8. The patient's head is adjusted to ensure a clear airway. 9. The responder continues to monitor ABC and takes vital signs until help arrives. Your instructor will now take you through the steps of placing a patient into the recovery position in your groups.